Now we'll talk about the most basic level of cognitive conceptualization, the cognitive model. Then we'll talk about the extended cognitive model, which is more complex. As you may recall, the cognitive model describes the relationship between your thinking in or about a situation and your emotional, behavioral, and physiological reactions. It proposes that situations don't directly impact how you feel and what you do. It's your perception of the situation, what you're thinking, that leads to your reaction. I'll give you two examples. The first one shows a helpful or adaptive response. The situation was that Sophia was doing an assignment. She thought, I'm probably making some mistakes, but that's okay. I'm still learning. Her emotion was neutral, and her behavior was to finish the exercise. She didn't have any significant physiological response. In this case, Sophia's automatic thoughts led to a helpful reaction. In a previous session, Sophia gave us another example of the cognitive model, one where she had an unhelpful reaction. She was reflecting on the idea of interrupting clients, and she thought, I don't know if I can do that. This thought led to a feeling of anxiety. Sophia probably had a slight physiological reaction too. Her body probably got a little tense. She didn't have any relevant behavior at the moment, but this thought might influence her behavior in the future, making it less likely that she'll interrupt clients. As we discussed previously, the thoughts that just seem to pop up into our minds are automatic thoughts. We're not trying to think any of them deliberately. They just seem to pop up, even when we're trying to think about something else. Most of the time, we're not even aware of our automatic thoughts. We're much more likely to perceive a change in our reaction. Either we'll pick up that we're feeling distressed or that we're engaging in some unhelpful behavior. Or we might notice a change that's going on in our body. Now here's something I really want you to remember. People's reactions always make sense once you understand what they were thinking. There are many variations on the basic cognitive model. Now I'll give you some more examples from Sophia. You can have several automatic thoughts about a situation and still have the same reaction. For example, Sophia was thinking about the course and she had lots of automatic thoughts about it. What if I don't do well? What if I don't finish it? What if I don't understand everything? All these thoughts led to the emotion of anxiety. You can also have lots of automatic thoughts about a situation, each of which leads to a different reaction. Another time, Sophia was thinking about telling her boyfriend that she needed to set aside a certain number of hours a week to work on the course. Her first automatic thought was, what if he doesn't like that? And she felt anxious. Then she had another automatic thought. He doesn't understand how important my work is to me. And she felt sad. Then she thought, he really should understand why it's so important to me without my having to tell him. And she felt a little angry. You can also have automatic thoughts about any part of the cognitive model. For example, you can have automatic thoughts about your automatic thoughts. Here's another example from Sophia. The situation was that Sophia realized she had had a critical thought about her boyfriend. Then she thought, he's really a good guy. I shouldn't criticize him for something like this. That thought made her feel guilty. In another situation, Sophia recognized that she felt anxious about not having enough time for the course. Then she had an automatic thought about feeling anxious. Her new thought was, what's wrong with me? I shouldn't feel so anxious. Then she felt irritated with herself. You can also have automatic thoughts about your behavior. When Sophia realized she was avoiding working on the course, she had an automatic thought about this avoidance behavior. She thought, uh-oh, when am I going to get all the work done? And that thought made her feel anxious. You can also have automatic thoughts about your physiological reaction. Sophia was feeling anxious and she noticed her heart beating a little more quickly. When she noticed this physiological reaction, she thought, I don't like this feeling, and her anxiety increased. Sometimes when clients describe a more complex issue or obstacle, they express lots of sequential situations, each of which has its own cognitive model. We call this sequence an extended cognitive model. You'll see an example from a session with Sophia. Sophia, how'd it go with the course this week?
I actually didn't get to do it. Yeah.
And so I think you had said that you would try to do it on Sunday morning?
That's right.
Yeah, so walk me through it. What happened?
Sure. So Sunday morning, I woke up around 9 o'clock, and then I made myself some breakfast, and was just really enjoying the downtime, because usually during the week I'm so busy, so Sunday is normally my time to relax.
Sure.
So I just, made myself some coffee, and I thought about doing the course, but then that's my only downtime, so I really kind of just wanted to relax. So I just was drinking coffee and reading the newspaper. And then, of course, too, I turned on the television, and then one of my favorite shows came on. So then about an hour later, I realized that I still, had to do the work for the course. But I don't know, just so many things just seemed to come up that day. I ended up getting a call from my mom. She needed me to go home and sign some papers for her. And she lives about like an hour away. So I knew I had to kind of fit that in there somehow. So I went to my mom's house. That took about like 5 hours just to get there and sort of spend time with her too while I was home. And then by the time I got back to my area, like to my apartment, I remember that I had made plans for dinner too, to meet with a friend.
Yeah. So you had a pretty jam-packed day there.
Yeah.
Could we just go through what happened to you during the day and
Sure.
try to figure out what were some of the thoughts and some of the problems?
Okay.
Right. So you got up at 9, and sounds like you had breakfast, and then you had some thoughts that got in the way, such as, this is my only downtime, I really want to relax. And when you had those thoughts, how did those thoughts make you feel?
I guess a little bit anxious too, because I knew that's something that I wanted to do, but I also knew that I had to get the work done for the course.
Right. So I want to do the course, and I need to get the work done. And so those thoughts made you feel a little bit anxious.
Yeah, I would say so.
And then when you had the thought, no, I think I'm just going to sit down and relax and read the newspaper, did you get a sense of relief, or?
Yeah, a little bit, I would say.
And then and then you had some thought, I guess, which led to turning on the TV. So what thought led to that?
I guess just kind of similar to the last thing, like I kind of deserve to relax.
Oh yeah, that's a really important one. I deserve to relax, right. So you turned on the TV, and then for the whole rest of the day, it sounds like lots of things came up.
Yeah.
Now, when your mom called and she said, you need to come over here to sign some papers, did you think to yourself, well, I know Mom really wants me to do this, but probably I don't need to do it today, or I could do my work first and then I could go over to Mom's?
She made it seem like it was pretty important, so it seemed urgent, like I had to go that day.
So you had the thought, I have to go. Right. And so then you ended up going.
Yeah.
Right. And then sounds like the rest of the day kind of went like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I'm wondering, Sophia, whether the thought that was the most problematic was this one, I deserve to relax. Do you think so? Is that the one that really got in your way?
I think so, overall, for that Sunday, yeah.
Was there another thought you think was also really important?
I guess I just felt overwhelmed, though, too. Like with all the other things, I thought that I had to get done immediately.
Right, so I have so many other things to get done.
Yeah.
And did you have a thought like, I should do those first, or something like that?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So how would it be if we take a look at some of these thoughts like I deserve to relax, which of course is 100% true, but maybe it's not all or nothing.
Right.
Maybe you could plan to relax for a certain period of time, certain amount of time, and then get the work done.
Sure.
But also, I think we have to take a look at these thoughts. I have so many other things to get done. I need to do them first.
Sure.
Good.